More than 6 million people have now fled Ukraine due to this ongoing horrific war, and some are making their way here to Los Angeles. Our Amy Paffrath joins us with the story of one of those refugees. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Yes, Ukrainian Elena Radovaska feels lucky to be here, even though she's unsure if and when she'll return home. Much of her life is up in the air, but one thing is certain, as her support system has proven, it's not all fighting between Ukrainians and Russians.
Staying in your friend's California guest house indefinitely sounds like a dream. But for Ukrainian Elena Radovaska, it's rather unsettling.
It is very unpleasant to feel that you cannot plan anything, you don't know what will be in your future.
The CFO of an inspection company had a good life in Ukraine.
I was traveling a lot to different exotic places.
America wasn't on the itinerary until back in February. Her annual birthday trip was interrupted due to the Russian invasion while she was on vacation. Other friends dispersed to Europe while Elena reached out to friends here in the U.S. To get here, she needed an old passport that held an American tourist visa, but that was back in Ukraine. It took 3 people, including a Good Samaritan bus driver, to get the document to Elena in Colombia.
It was a huge travel of this document. I was not hoping that it will not be lost or stuck somewhere, but we have tried to do this and it worked.
A week later, she landed here in L.A. at the Beverly Hills home of her longtime friend Oksana Fursovich, who happens to be Russian.
If you have sources, you absolutely have to help other people, just as a human being. Since we have room to stay, I immediately offer that she can stay with us. Meanwhile, she will figure out what to do.
She's helped ground Elena. The two planted this garden when she first arrived. Oksana knows what it's like to assimilate into American culture. She's a clinical educator at a high-end med-spa who came to the States herself 2 decades ago. Though the process and circumstances are different now, she feels helping her friend navigate this familiar yet different terrain is her cosmic responsibility.
When I came to America, one lady, she did for me a lot, and I'm trying to return, let's say, karma back.
Elena doesn't know when she'll go back to Ukraine, but she's in constant contact with her parents, who downplay their experience. On a recent call, her father casually asked for help with a cell phone setting.
During this conversation, I've heard an explosion.
As frustrating and heartbreaking as it all is, she knows she's one of the lucky ones.
People show themselves in this situation. They show amazing qualities.
And at least for now, she's safe and comfortable in a place with a familiar face.
Just an unimaginable situation. Elena's parents are still okay, though the fighting has gotten closer to her hometown of Odessa. What Elena really needs is to connect with anyone in her same situation. So if you or anyone you know is here from Ukraine, she'd really like to hear from you. So please reach out to her on social media. It's right below. It's Cat Anonymous Saga. So please get in touch with her.
Oh, yes, we can't emphasize that. And it's so important to have a touchstone, in a foreign land like this. How else, Amy, can we help?
Such a good question. And luckily, she does have some wonderful women supporting her, like Oksana and TV producer Carrie Seelig, who has been really making a huge effort to introduce her to people, including me, so that she can find community here in LA. They're currently trying to help Elena navigate all the hurdles that come with applying for temporary protective status, getting a social security number, driver's license. All of that could be really confusing and time consuming. So she's really looking for help with an immigration attorney. So if anyone out there wants to lend their services, she'd love the advice. And also, she's hoping to get the proper credentials to work here in the U.S. So no real easy answer, but in sharing her story, she hopes maybe a viewer out there will be able to help in some way.
Yeah. Oh, boy. We hope your story is heard. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Amy.
Appreciate it. Can you imagine losing everything, leaving everything behind, and knowing everything behind is being destroyed, and you have family there? I mean, this is the humanity that we are witnessing with these refugees in this crisis. Anyway,
right. It could
whatever
be
you can do to help, reach out.
Could be you, and then what?
Could be you. Could be us.
Bye-bye.